What's up, guys? Welcome back. I've got a really neat piece of petrified wood from my buddy Judson. I met him down at Silver River Knapping, and he gave me this piece and the other one that I made a lost lake out of. I think I posted the video for that. If not, I'll link it here somewhere. And yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. This has been flaked into, and this right here has been flaked into. But looks to be fairly glossy. Heated this up to not quite 600, I think 575. And see what we have. Now, petrified palmwood is just some beautiful stuff. It really, really is. Just to see all the grains in there, and in this case, to see some colors too. Just super neat. And of course, on a piece like this, I don't mind trying to get some large initial flakes for sake of later, or for more points to get out of it. Whoopsies. That messed me up. Oh, come on. I drove a little too far in, so there's not only is there a cop behind me, but there's a shovel I was using that fell. Well, don't get a big flake there. Maybe we can get one here. Got some more abraders, thankfully. Flintknapping.com. There we go. Now that's what we're looking for right there. Goodly little flake of petrified wood. Get a little thumbnail there. I don't know, whatever thumbnail looks best. Now this one does have a slight curve in it, but pretty sweet nonetheless. What about I don't know, I'd have to trim it quite a bit. Yeah, I'd have to trim it to about there. I'll save this for another video. How about that? Let's continue. See if we can't get a bowl and bevel out of this. Maybe so. Hernando, possibly. Again, it is a little curved, but we'll make do with what we got. Again, beautiful piece, just as slick as can be. You can see the shine, the shimmer. And I'm excited. Now, part of why I flaked off this side is because our length is going to be towards the bottom face. This back edge is closer to the bottom than it is to the top. So I want to remove off this face first to keep our length. This one won't really be a flake. It'll be a busted up one. I'll keep the larger portion. Keep all these flakes here. That one's... every flake is just so cool. Here's a good isolation. Gonna strike here. This is already pretty high, low, and then this was low, but I made it high. And a braid to kind of get the right feel of it. And don't know if that was isolated enough. So. Here, I'm not really looking for a smooth flake. I'm just looking for another flake to nap. Again, like I said, not looking for a smooth one. Honestly, was just trying to get a flat flake to nap for later. And that one's fairly straight. Can make a real nice Hernando out of that one. Okay. Again, nice and slick. except for back here. We'll get there in a minute. Now, I have never seen a spall of palmwood up for sale. I have seen a couple slabs up for sale, but never a tab like I had. And I feel pretty lucky to have something like this. I recognize it's very uncommon, and I want to try to do my best, get as many points out of it as I can. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna strike into this little ridge here. I don't care if it hinges, I don't care what. I want to get a good one here. There's some mass here. I want to get a flake. And like I said, I don't really care what happens there. This one isn't even going to be a crazy flake. It might even roll over. I don't want it to. This is like 50-50. Okay. Dove in. There's a penialis point in there. And that peeled off really nice. You'd think it'd hinge up pretty crazy on these little strands, but it did really well. All right, let's switch bobbers here. So far we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we won't count that one. 4, 5 flakes that are of substance, as far as I can see. At least off this piece. I got a couple more off the other one. All right, start with convexity. Now, not only is the length going to be better towards this face, but I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit better colored too. See how this is kind of a orangish brown, more silica right here, whereas here it's just strands. And by the way, that looks cool. But let me tell you, if you can get a little color in there too, man. Might as well go for it. Sorry about the dog. That was a good flake there. Folks always like to pull into church building parking lots, I'll tell you. Anything and everything you could think of. Cops, change a tire, get some tools out, who knows. Anyways, there's somebody out there apparently. Marshall's giving him a hard time. A real hard time. As long as they don't take him. It's my dog. Sounds like they're moving on though. No telling what they're doing. Okay, so we're at kind of a weird spot back here where we got low area / seamy area. This is high, so I usually like to run those. And because this base has some of those pits we were talking about in the other piece, I don't know how this is going to do. Plus, there's a little bit of a valley right here. See it? A little valley. So I'm going to support the piece really well, but not hoping for much. Hey, I'll take that. You can see where that valley is. There's a little more cortex deposit. It's not really the technical term. This is just straight cortex here. Would be cool to make a point out of that, but it's so brittle it wouldn't hold. I gotta get my sweet tea. Come on now. There we go. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. Back to this piece. This face is looking solid. And again, got a little edge there I wanted to tackle. Eventually we're gonna have to round this over. Is now the time. Well, this is a low spot, and I know I need to take hits. Might as well start here. Oh yeah, definitely a little bit more orange further in you go. That one's not gonna do anything for us. So, getting thinner. Getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Try to get the seam out. It may hinge, but that's fine. Ooh, got us another flake. Another flake. We take those all day long. Especially on real uncommon stuff like this. I mean, and I mean, I've never seen somebody do a percussion point off a Palmwood, except for a percussion preform that Woody Blackwell did, who is like the guy I look up to the most in the Flintknapping world. He doesn't know me at all, but his work has really inspired me to grow and get better. Both him and Eddie Ballard. See, this is a base for a Kirk corner notch. See, the tip would have gone up here, but it broke. See? I'm joking. Looks like a massive hardened base at the corner notch. Or like a Fairland point. Or like a particular Bolin bevel point. Okay, enough with the shenanigans. Get back to thinning this piece out. Now, how I would describe napping this is like napping Talahhata that doesn't hinge and only needs the abrasion of like coral. The abrasion is like coral, feels like coral. The flaking feels like Talahhata, and the way the hinges peel off. Let's just say, like, even the flakes are like Talahhata, but they just don't hinge. They end the hinge like Kia Cook or something. Burlington. Or some kind of Texas material. That's a good relation. Now some of you think Talahhata is bad. Talahhata is really nice. When you get Talahhata insanely thin, you may think, oh, that rough material. Some of my thinnest points are from Talahhata just because of the way it peels. It peels like a banana. Just like this will. And it just peels straight off. Save that one. mean, just the most incredible thing. If I had a truckload of this, I'd be very happy. If anyone has some Palmwood, reach out to me, please. Please. I don't care where it's from. If it be a spall, I mean, I'll heat it up. I'll do the damage. But I don't know, that's big enough. A lot of these flakes I may just keep for sake of just how cool it looks. Need to make a little box. Put a little box. This is some of the grayish stuff over here. Much grain here. Alright. Okay. Got a little boat action here. You gotta lower this edge and roll over the top. It's gotta be done at some point. I don't see why we can't go ahead and think about doing it. And the way our base is shaped, this corner to here, we got some room to work with. Again, isolation, high, a little lower. Do a little V-tape. Do a little down abrading. This platform I made sucks. And it's really only gonna run the Cortex if it does anything. I knew if I laid it here, with how wide this is and thin, it might snap in half. So I'm gonna hold it, allow this finger to do the damage. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't do nothing super crazy, but it would help. And even stuff like this, I mean, that's an itty bitty flake, but if I can get a Hardy out of it, you never know. Hardys were just about exclusively made of coral, but you find a lot of coastal examples too. But, petrified wood, not so much. Highly doubt there's any example found at least of a Hardy out of petrified wood. You're real hard pressed to find that one. By the way, don't do that. Strike a big strike when you got a thin area and a thick area together. Those don't work well together at all. Just relieving some of the pressure. Trying to get this to the type of platform I think is most suitable to remove the flake. I mean, it's middle of the piece. Don't want to waste a good strike. Yeah, I kind of felt that would break in the middle, but not on this one, just on this. Sorry to scare you. It broke in the middle. No, because I had to push in and really press it to hold it together. Where you press, there can be some stress that breaks along the doings there. Y'all familiar with that term? Maybe. Maybe not. Thin little scratch. Removes just like prime time Talahhata. By that I mean Jonathan Johnson Talahhata. There are a lot of folks who have good Talahhata, but this seems to be the best. I did get some from James Julian at the napkin that was alright. Pretty good. Still got it here. Need to work it. Need to work some of Jonathan's too. Just hadn't worked much recently. Got to be careful on these tip strikes. Just a little bit. Just a little push. I've broken many on the tip before. Running across that cortex was a weird thing, but it looks like we got it. At least the most difficult part of it. There we go. Getting it now, guys. Getting it now. Thinning it out. Slowly but surely. This stuff just thins like nobody's business. Maybe it's because I'm used to working raw coastal, and coral's actually pretty nice. Well, this is a nice, healthy change. Yeah, barely even abraded that. It just glided like a surfboard. Yep. Yep. Now these base strikes, you gotta be careful. Down here it's much more grainy. So what I'm gonna do is, this is a great stopping point, and y'all are like, no, 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 please, no. I gotta go check on my dog, see how he's doing. And then we'll finish this point. Sorry, I was gazing at it for a while. All right, guys, take care. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, not counting that one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not counting that one, 11, 12, those are small. Guarantee about 3/4 of these are gonna break, so maybe 3 points. And you're like, what do you mean they're gonna break? They just break. They're fragile, and it's wood. Half of them got cortex on them, and half of them are bent. So, you know, maybe more, maybe less. All right, guys, we'll see you 24 minutes. I'm gonna end it on 25 minutes on the dot. All right, bye, guys.